Okay, good evening, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher, so clear.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for answering. What about the rest? Only one person has answered my question.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for answering. We're gonna wait a couple of minutes more so that the rest of your partners join the session, okay? So please wait. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna start. So let's do it. This week, we are supposed to cover reading. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So be ready to read a lot today. Okay, we're gonna work with two different exercises. So let's go there. For the ones who do not know about me, well, my name is Jasmani. I will be your teacher for the practice sessions, okay? So now let's practice together. Let's go there. I'm gonna share my screen first. Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, reading section of the TOEFL test. What is it about? In this kind of section, you will have to read 3 different passages, okay? For this, you will have an approximate of 54 minutes, okay? Remember that. I'm gonna give you, for this time, 60 minutes. So 20 minutes for each exercise. But remember the time you have, okay? So the best time for you to complete these reading exercises alongside with their respective questions is 10 minutes, okay? Have that in mind. So 54 minutes to read 3 different reading passages with, I think, 14 or 13 questions each, Okay, remember that. So when answering this kind of questions, guys, you will have to deal with types of questions, okay? There won't be only one type, so have that in mind as well. So let's begin with the first one. Factual and negative factual information. This is the easiest one, okay? Because the information and the answer will be explicitly stated in the reading passage. Okay, so it will be easy for you to find the answer in the text, okay? So for this, in the factual information, you have to recognize major ideas, supporting details, definitions, and keywords. It is easy because you just have to read again and you will be able to find the answer. What about negative factual information? In this kind of question, you will have 4 options, okay? From which 3 will be incorrect and 1 will be, no, it is the opposite. 3 will be correct, okay? 3 will be true and 1 will be false. So you have to choose the one that is not correct, okay? It is the opposite to factual information. Apart from that, it is the same. You will be able to see the information in the reading passage, okay? But with the difference that, well, in this case, you will have to find the option that is not correct, okay? Now let's continue with the inference type of question, okay? In order to identify this kind of questions, you have to look for words like infer, imply, or suggest in the question, okay? Whenever you see this kind of words in the question, it means that it will be an inference question, okay? So in order to deal with this kind of questions, you have to eliminate wrong answers, okay? And most importantly, understand, okay, what the paragraph is about. In this kind of questions, you won't be able to find the answer in the passage, okay? It won't be explicitly stated. It will be hidden, okay? So you just have to find the answer based on your understanding, okay? So it is important. A good tip for dealing with this kind of questions is skimming, which is about reading quickly to identify major points. Now let's continue with the rhetorical purpose type of question. In this kind of questions, you have to, let's say, support or explain why the author has decided to write a piece of information in the reading passage, okay? You have to find reasons, the main reasons, okay, to explain why the author has written something in the reading passage. In order to deal with this kind of questions, you have to first know the definition of keywords, look for the most complete answer, and again, skimming, okay? It is important. So the most important from these 3 is the second one. Try to look for the most complete answer, okay? Let's imagine that in an exercise, in a question, we have 3 options. The first one says, okay, the reading passage is about cell phones. The second option says, the reading passage is about how cell phones were created. And in the third option, we have, okay, the reading passage explains how cell phones were created in the last decade. So what is the most complete answer, guys? Can anybody tell me?
Last one.
Last one. So in this kind of questions, you have to look for the most complete answer, okay? Usually that is the answer that is correct, okay? Have that in mind. Now let's continue with the vocabulary type of question. This is easy to recognize because you will have to, or you will be asked to find a synonym, an antonym, or the definition of a word, okay? So for this, as I told you, it is easy to recognize the kind of information because as you read, you will see highlighted words, okay? Or phrases. Consider those words to be in a future vocabulary question, okay? So in order to deal with this kind of questions, first, you have to build up your vocabulary and be aware of the type of vocabulary, okay? The types of vocabulary that are available now. We have the academic and the specialized. The academic is the type of vocabulary we normally use whenever we speak English, okay? And the specialized is the kind of vocabulary that is usually found in the fields, in the different fields we have. I don't know, maybe chemistry, maths, physics, biology, those terms that are really technical, okay, sometimes are really difficult for us to understand, but don't worry about them because these words will be given to you before start reading, okay? There will be a list of words and you will be able to read them so that you can understand the reading passage in a better way, okay? So have that in mind when dealing with vocabulary kind of questions. Let's continue with the last ones. Sentence simplification. In this kind of question, you will have to read a sentence, okay, from a paragraph. That sentence will explain an idea, okay? So what you have to do in this kind of question is to find the option that best summarizes that sentence you have just read, okay? In easier terms, it is saying the same, but with less words, okay? It is like paraphrasing, saying one thing in your own words in a simpler way, okay? That is sentence simplification, okay? You just have to choose the word or the option that summarizes the point of the sentence you have just read. That's it, okay, with sentence simplification. Now, what about insert text? Well, this is a tricky one because you will have a paragraph, okay, with empty spaces. And next to that paragraph, you will see a list of, I don't know, maybe words, phrases, and sentences. What you have to do is first pick up a sentence, a phrase, a word, and put it in the right place in the paragraph, okay? Based on your understanding and based on your knowledge of how sentences are written in a text, okay? How words are supposed to be located in a, I don't know, maybe in a phrase, in a sentence, in a paragraph. So have that in mind. In order to make this kind of question easier for you to deal with, it is advisable to know the pronouns, okay? And to know how to identify the placement of the pronouns in a sentence, okay? If you are able to recognize the location of a pronoun in a sentence, this question will be really easy, okay? So have that in mind again. Finally, the prose summary kind of question. This is the most difficult one, at least for me, because you will have to deal with the whole paragraph, okay? The whole text, not the whole paragraph, the whole text. You will have six options or 6 choices, okay? From which you will have to choose 3, only 3. Those 3 options will best summarize or describe what the reading passage is about. So in order to deal with this kind of question, you are supposed to understand the entire reading passage, okay? It is not just about understanding one paragraph, no. You have to understand the entire reading passage to answer this kind of question, okay? Those 3 choices that you're gonna choose will have to explain in the best way what the reading was about, okay? So that is prose summary kind of question. Those were the types of questions you will have to face when taking this TOEFL test. Now it is time for you to practice, okay, guys? But before we start, is there any question that you may have? Feel free to ask.
Teacher, could you please repeat the time again? How much time are we going to have for each section or each text?
Okay, no problem. I will give you 20 minutes to answer and to read each section, okay? Each reading passage. But the amount of time you are supposed to have when taking the TOEFL test is 54 minutes, okay? To complete the entire sections, which includes 3 different passages, okay? So in this way, you will have, here in the first practice, you will have 20 minutes, okay? Since it is a practice, no problem. But for the test, please consider finishing all this practice in, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes, 50 as maximum. You will have 54, but the faster you finish, the better it will be for you because you will have the time to check your answers, to correct some mistakes, to read the paragraph again, maybe to find some other answers and so on, okay? So for now, you will have 20 minutes to read and to answer the questions for each reading passage. But for when taking the test, you will have 54 minutes in total, okay? So consider that time. Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Now I'm gonna share with you a link, okay? This link contains the exercises with which we're gonna work. Please go to the document, okay? And tell me if you were able to have access to it. Okay, guys, were you able to have access to the document I shared with you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for answering. What about the rest?
Yes, teacher.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay, how many are we in the session? We are 10 people. Okay, including me, we are 8. Yes, 8 people. 8, 9, 10. No, 9. We are 9. So I need to see 9 people here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 people are missing. Okay, so please click on the link and we can start practicing. I'm gonna set a timer for you now, okay, so that you can have the time. Let's see, give me just 1 second. Okay, there is a timer. Now we're gonna start, okay? I don't know if you read the last instructions that we received. I need everybody with the camera on, okay? It was something that I didn't ask my students to do previously, but now it is an order, okay? And I have to follow the orders. So now, please, I need everybody to have the camera on in order to participate in this exercise, please. If I cannot see your face in the camera, that will mean, at least for me, that you are not there and well, your participation and your attendance for this class will be in blank, okay? So please, I need to see that you are here with me, okay? That you are working. Really sorry, but that is how rules have to be followed, okay? Now, let me see. Okay, I can only see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, okay? I'm gonna give you 1 minute to turn on your cameras, okay? And in that way, we're gonna start. One more thing, guys. The document I have just shared with you is only to read, okay? Do not touch or do not try to touch anything on that document, okay? It is important, again. Write your answers on a separate Word document, piece of paper, it's up to you, okay? But save your answers, okay? Because at the end of this practice, I will ask you to share the answers with me so that I can check and also to have a record of what you have done this class. Is everything clear up to now, guys? Excellent. Now, let's see, 1 minute and we will start, okay? Okay, I think we're gonna start. So I will give you 20 minutes as maximum, okay? So let's try to finish in less than 20 minutes. you have to read this first reading passage, which is about the importance of seed plants. Here is the reading passage. The questions that are related to paragraph 1, questions that are related to paragraph 2, and so on, okay? So consider that aspect again. Let's start, please. You have 20 minutes from now. You can start. Guys, if you have any question, feel free to ask.
Teacher, I guess I mean, I'm seeing that in the questions we have in like the words, and I guess that the correct answer is not highlighted, so we can see it already.
Okay, let me check. Okay, yes. That is something that happened because one of my previous students tried to, you know, complete these answers here, okay? But one of my students did it. So that doesn't mean that it is the correct answer, okay? So
Okay.
it is not a good idea to follow that pattern, okay? So please answer the questions based on your understanding, okay? Please. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, guys, time's up. How many questions were you able to answer?
Almost 12.
Same. I was at the end.
Okay, remember this. It is important. You have 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes to finish with one reading passage, okay? Now, we're going to start with the second one, okay? Let's see how much you can do in 15 minutes, okay? I'm gonna give you only 15 minutes, so have that in mind. If you want, you can continue working with reading passage number 1, but it's up to you, okay? Remember, you have to manage the time the best way possible. Now, reading passage number 2, which is about telescopes. You can start reading this passage as well, okay? And let's see how many questions you are able to answer in 15 minutes, okay? And it's not compulsory for you to finish, but let's see, okay? Let's challenge ourselves. How many questions are you able to answer? Let's start. You have 15 minutes. Okay, guys, time's up. Now, please, I need you to do something, okay? I don't know where you have written your answers, maybe in a separate piece of paper, on a Word document. I told you it was up to you. Okay, no problem with that. But now I need you to send me all your answers from reading passage number 1 and number 2 to my personal WhatsApp, okay? Maybe in a picture, in only one message, in a Word document, it's up to you. But I need you to send all those answers to my WhatsApp, okay? To my personal one. Please, I will give you 1 minute to do that. And after that, you will free to leave the session, okay? I will check your attendance based on the answers I will receive, okay? Meanwhile, I will be releasing the daily survey as always. I will really appreciate you complete it. Today, I will release 2 of them, okay? So please complete this one, and then I'm gonna release 1 more.
Teacher, could you share us the correct answers?
Sure, I will share an answer key, okay? But we need to finish with all the reading passages first, okay? Don't worry, I will share the answer with you on Friday, okay? That's why I am asking you to send me your answers, okay? So that I can have a record of them, okay? So please send me your answers, and on Friday, I will share with you the answer key, okay? That answer key contains an explanation for each question, okay? It is not only the answer and the letter, no. You will have a brief explanation of why a specific letter is the correct answer, okay? And why the rest is not correct. So you will have the chance to correct and check all the answers, okay? Okay, guys, now I released the second daily survey. Please complete it, and then you will be free to leave the session.
Good evening, teacher. Bye.
Have a nice rest of the week. Bye-bye.
Bye, teacher. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Same to you.
Bye, teacher.
Bye-bye. Have a nice rest of the week. See you on Friday.